Have you ever just looked around at all the stuff in your life? I mean, your phone, your car, that coffee maker on your counter. They feel so simple, right? But behind every single one is this, well, this invisible system of mind-blowing complexity. Today, we're going to pull back that curtain. We're going to look at the hidden world that explains how millions of these complex products actually get made.
Just think about a car for a second. A modern car has something like 30,000 individual parts. 30,000. All of them coming from different places, all needing to show up at the exact right time in the exact right order. And this doesn't just happen once, it happens millions and millions of times a year.
And here's the really crazy part. The goal isn't just to slap it all together. The goal is to make every single car identical, totally reliable, and completely safe. The level of precision, of consistency required, it is absolutely staggering. It's a feat of coordination that, well, it makes an ant colony look disorganized. So, how do they do it? It's not magic, though it really does feel like it sometimes. It's a system, a discipline, called production management. This is the brain of the whole operation. It's the set of rules and processes that turns a pile of raw materials and a brilliant idea into a physical product you can actually trust. So, let's break down how it all works.
All right, so every great product starts long before anyone picks up a wrench. It doesn't start on an assembly line. It starts as an idea. And this first stage is all about taking that idea and turning it into a super detailed, actionable plan.
At its core, planning is really just about answering three huge questions. First, what exactly are we making? What does it need to do? Second, how are we going to make it? What tools, what techniques, what people are we going to need? And third, when does all of this need to get done to hit our deadlines?
The best way to think about this is to picture an architect designing a skyscraper. You know, they don't just show up with a bunch of steel and start welding. No way. They create a detailed blueprint that accounts for every single wire, every pipe, every bolt. That's exactly what production planning does for manufacturing. Okay, so you've got the blueprint. Now comes the hard part, actually building the thing. This is where it gets really, really complicated. This is about turning that static plan into a synchronized, moving reality right there on the factory floor.
And I love this description for it. It's like a high-stakes choreography, a really intricate dance where every worker, every machine, and every little part has a specific role to play and a specific time to play it. If even one dancer misses their cue, the whole performance can just fall apart. This choreography really breaks down into two key moves. First up is scheduling. That's creating the master timetable, the sequence of every operation from the very beginning to the very end. Then you've got resource management. That's making sure the right people with the right skills have the right materials and the right machines at the exact moment the schedule says they're needed. Okay, so we've planned it, we're building it according to schedule. But there's a huge question still hanging in the air. How do you make sure that what you're building is actually, good? That brings us to a process that runs alongside everything else we've just talked about. A lot of people think quality control is just some person in a lab coat at the end of the line checking for defects, but that completely misses the point. Real quality control is a mindset. It's a philosophy of building perfection into every single step, from checking the raw materials when they arrive to constantly calibrating the machines. It's all about preventing problems, not just catching them. And believe me, the difference between getting this right and getting it wrong, it's like night and day. One path gives you reliable products and customers who trust you. The other path, well, it leads to disaster. We're talking costly recalls, a trashed reputation, and tons of wasted time and money. The stakes really could not be higher.
So who is the person in the middle of all this? The one who has to oversee this incredibly intricate system of planning, scheduling, and quality? Well, let's meet the master of this entire domain.
I think this is the perfect way to describe them. The production manager is the conductor of the industrial orchestra. They don't play every instrument themselves, of course, but they know exactly how each one is supposed to sound. They set the tempo, they cue the different sections, and they bring thousands of moving parts together to create one single harmonious product.
And behind that really grand title is a ton of demanding, real-world work. They're juggling budgets, they're leading teams of people, they're making sure the workplace is safe, and maybe most importantly, they are expert problem solvers. Because in a system this complex, you better believe their real job is to fix things and fix them fast.
Now you might be thinking, okay, this is pretty cool, but I don't run a car factory. But here's the real key takeaway. These core principles of production management, this systematic way of thinking,
you can apply them to almost anything you do.
Seriously, think about it. Whether you're trying to launch a website or plan a big event, or even just tackle a project around the house, ask yourself, how can I apply these ideas? How can I plan my goals, schedule my resources, and build in my own quality checks right from the start? If you do that, you'll be harnessing the exact same power that builds our modern world.